aggressive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live stream, and welcome to some really unexpected transfer news. Chelsea are exploring a shock loan move for Nottingham Forest midfielder Douglas Luiz. I don't know where that's come from. Absolutely no idea how that news has suddenly come to fruition. I was about to go for a nap, and then there's an Ornstein bomber that Chelsea are looking to sign Douglas Luiz on loan. Plus, the Jeremy Jacquet deal looks like it's drifting, looks like it may not happen as well. But big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you smash the likes, make sure you subscribe if you are new around here. All of that good stuff. But big up to everyone that's already here, guys. Make sure you get involved in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on this as well. But yeah, this is a madness. This is a bit of a madness, chat. I'm going to bring it up now. Totally random, totally out of the blue. Exclusive. Chelsea considering move to sign Douglas Luiz for remainder of the season. 27-year-old midfielder currently with Nottingham Forest from Juventus, but Chelsea see him as a system fit. Brazil international would add quality, depth, and experience until the summer. Now, this tells me two things. This tells me that Lavia is basically doesn't exist anymore and is probably going to be out for the majority of the season. And it also probably tells me as well that Isugu is not really going to be counted on. He's barely fit. He wasn't on the bench yesterday either. So this is pointing to me that Lavia is probably not going to play again this season. And maybe Isugu is unlikely to play again this season. So if those two things are true, then this move, potential move for Douglas Luiz, starts to make a bit more sense, starts to not seem as ridiculous as it might have been in isolation, because that's the only way that I can see this making any sort of sense, chat, is if Lavia and Isugu are hardly going to be available for the remainder of the season, in which case that would leave us with Enzo Caicedo and Andre Santos, which is not enough for the amount of games that we're going to have. So I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate this move on that premise. He was doing reasonably well for Nottingham Forest before the injury. He was very good at Aston Villa. It didn't happen to him. Didn't happen to him at Juventus. But I don't really get it. Apparently, he's been offered to Chelsea by his agent, and the decision is mainly down to Liam Rosenior, and if he feels the player will help him, or if the player is needed. Now, I don't really know how I feel about this. It's just a bit of a surprise. It's just one of them where I don't know. Are they gonna ship Isugu out? I don't know what's going on. Is Isugu going to go on loan somewhere, maybe? And obviously, as we know, Lavia isn't really in the mix anymore. So yeah, look, I wouldn't have an issue with this as a depth option. I wouldn't have an issue with it as a depth option. Is he as good as what he was at Aston Villa? Absolutely not. Was he any good at Juventus? No, he wasn't. He played reasonably well for Forest, as I said, before he got injured. And he's not really been able to get back in the side. There is quality there. He's got experience. A 6-month loan with no option to buy, no obligation to buy. If it were to be a straight loan for 6 months to get us by to the summer, I would not hate this. I would not be against it. I would not be against it if that's the case. Because in that situation, it makes sense. Because if you're going to be 3 midfielders for the rest of the season potentially, then you just can't do that. And so, by the way, I'm the first person to crash it on the directors and the club and the recruitment. This wouldn't be awful. It's not a permanent move. It's not going to cost us an awful lot of money if we looked to do it. And it would be a kind of a smart loan to give us some depth until we sign a proper midfield player in the summer. I don't see why people would be hating on this. I don't see why people would be hating on this. I really don't. Why would you hate on this potential move? I mean, what are you lot saying in the chat? What are you lot saying in the chat? Yeah, it's absolutely a smarter loan than Burnley. Of course it is. Yeah, and it is, but it's a short-term solution. Bro, we're not going to sign a midfield player in January. Probably one that we want is not going to be available in January. We're not going to get a Wharton or an Anderson or whoever in January. So a short-term 6-month option for someone who knows the Premier League, for someone who is experienced, for someone that will add some depth and will be able to be used as a rotation option. People are hating on this for no reason. People are hating on this and are speaking as if he's going to be a starter, speaking as if we're going to be spending big money on him and it's a permanent transfer. As I said, I'm the first person to criticise the club and the directors and the rubbish recruitment. This in isolation, given our situation in midfield, would not be a disaster. Between now and the end of the season, if he came in, he might play 10 or 15 games. I honestly don't think that's a problem. Bro, he was starting and he was injured. I mean, I've not kept an eye across the Forrest situation, but he was injured. He was starting for the team and then he was injured. I don't see this as a major concern. It's definitely 100%, by the way, 100% opportunity signing. Of course it is. It screams market opportunity. It screams maybe unexpected opportunity. And I'm not, as I said, I'm struggling to understand why, as a rotation option, as an extra body in midfield without Lavia and with a Sugu who may or may not be fit, could be loaned out, can't be counted on. I don't get why people are criticising it. Why is it being criticised? Genuinely speaking, why is it being criticised? Yeah, true. Look, by the way, don't think for a moment that anyone is lapping this up, that anyone is praising this signing or anyone is going overboard with it. In a very specific set of circumstances, this, if it happened, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You know, it really wouldn't be. I don't understand. And then obviously, look, let's go. Let me try and rationalize with those of you in the chat who think this could be a horrendous idea. So in midfield, we've got Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Santos, Asugu, Lavia, and we use Reece James in there as well. So that's 6 options, right? So that's 6 options if you include Reece James. So you could look at it on surface level and think, why are they adding another midfield player? Why do they think midfield is the area we need cover? You know, Douglas Luiz flopped at Juventus and is struggling to get in the Forest team post injury. I hear all those arguments on a surface level, but if you dig down a bit deeper, this for me comes down to 2 things. One, they don't really count on a Sugu at the moment, and secondly, Lavia is not seeing Lavia is probably not going to play again this season, because you're not adding midfield depth if Lavia is coming back at some point in the next month or so. So it's clear that he's not coming back then. Luiz, if he arrives, and it's a big if he arrives, bro, he's not flopped everywhere. He was very, very good at Aston Villa. He's definitely not flopped everywhere. Let's be fair when we're talking about this, right? He's not flopped everywhere. Wasn't good at Juventus, mixed bag at Forrest, right? But he was very good at Aston Villa. So let's not do this he's flopped everywhere nonsense, because it's just not true. But yeah, it's a real random one. Now, if Lavia's not going to be here long term, then we need to long term as in the remainder of the season. Then we do need to bring another. I wouldn't be against bringing another midfielder in if Lavia is not fit for the remainder of the season, because I wouldn't feel. I think is going to Leicester City, by the way. I would not feel comfortable going in to the remainder of the season, going into the remainder of the season with Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Andre Santos, and Reece James playing in midfield every so often. I'm not on that. I'm not on that. It would be negligent, to do that. People that would be okaying that would be the first people to say, why would we not bring a midfield cover in January? That is it. Those people that are crashing this would be the same people to say we should have bought someone in January if we knew that Lavia wasn't going to play again this season, if we knew that so and so Asugu couldn't be counted on. By the way, this is just considering a move. This is not even, this is definitely happening. This is a confirmed deal. This is considering. And people are losing their heads over considering. Yes, I would agree that a centre-back is more important than a midfielder, but it doesn't mean that we can't do both. It doesn't mean that both can't be done. And so let me make this very, very clear. Let me make this very, very clear for everybody in the chat. In isolation, in this set of circumstances where Asugu clearly isn't trusted right now, where Romeo Lavia is unlikely to play again this season, where ideally you want to have Reece James playing at right back rather than in midfield constantly, a low cost, experienced midfield player, Premier League proven at Aston Villa, to come in for 6 months, no buy option, no obligation, to be a squad option, to be a filler-inner, and maybe make 10 or 15 appearances between now and the end of the season. That wouldn't be terrible. It wouldn't be terrible. Would I be shouting from the rooftops delighted by it? No. But would I say, this is the worst thing we could have ever done? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, will this happen? I've got absolutely no idea. I just think it's incredibly random, but clearly Chelsea know something that we as the public don't know. And that is that Lavia is clearly not playing again this season. By the way, chat, there's 154 in the building, only 44 likes. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff. Run these likes up as well, chat. We should be on 100 likes minimum by now. So smash the likes. Subscribe if you're new. All of that good stuff. Run it up. So people need to focus on the positive of this rather than the player. The club now realizes the importance of an experienced player, irrespective if they sign him or not. Well, let's wait and see. Yes, hello, mate. I'm still a big fan of Mourinho's centre back option. Yeah, look, I think in the summer, I wouldn't be. I'd love to go for someone like Murillo, but again, I'm not sure. I don't know how likely that's going to be. Yeah, again, Adam, I think this is something that looks like there's a real possibility it could happen, particularly with the Jacquet news, the latest Jacquet updates from Chelsea, the latest Jacquet updates that we could be getting, we have been getting, sorry, looking like that might not happen. So this would make a lot of sense. Although, if you recall Sarr, you'd surely be giving Strasbourg another centre back. Bro, Sugu is a number. It was on the bench against Charlton. He was about to come on against Arsenal. For some reason, he wasn't on the bench against against uh, against Paphos last night. Yes, big up to you, bro. People need to realize owners probably want unhappy players so they can sell for high profits and tell fans they forced the move. I mean, look, I think they are in a number of aspects. They are big frauds, no doubt about it. Um, Douglas Luiz is not the player he used to be. Far from it. But I do think for 6 months, as another body in the midfield, as someone who can play a few minutes here and there, not a key role, not starting multiple games, you could do a lot worse. You could do a lot worse. But I do hear this as well. I do hear this as well. There is no plan. There is no plan. I agree with you, brother. You know what we're doing right now. There's no plan whatsoever. I'm just hella confused by the whole thing. None of what we're doing really makes any sense. You know, would you bring in I mean, let's say Asugu is fit and available. Are you better off prioritizing minutes for Asugu, or are you better off giving Asugu virtually no minutes and bringing in a Douglas Luiz who is potentially on the decline? Because Douglas Luiz is on the decline. Let's make no mistake about it. Douglas Luiz is on the decline. That's facts. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't contribute in some way, shape, or form for 6 months or less than 6 months for the remainder of the season. Could he contribute in some way, shape, or form? Yes, he could. Is he on the decline? Absolutely. Is he the player he was at Aston Villa? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, and this is my thing, right? Is if you're not counting on a Sugu and Lavia doesn't even exist at this point in time, going in with three midfielders in Enzo, Caicedo, and Santos, and then having to take one of your right back options away to play in midfield to give an extra body, that would, for me, that's not good planning. So if there's an option to bring someone in, I think you need to explore it. Smells like Zakaria alone when we were in the mud. Yeah, I mean, it is hard to argue against that. It does smell of like a Zakaria alone. No doubt about it. It does stink of a Zakaria alone. I'll be straight up and I'll be real on that. It does smell of that. But if you're looking to bring in a midfield player with experience, who do you bring in January? Who'd you bring in January at such short notice? At such short notice, who'd you bring in? That would be my thing. Because that for me is a tricky position to fill. Now, would you rather have no one, or would you rather have a Douglas Luiz on the decline who could give you something in 5 to 10 games, which could make a big difference? I think I'd rather have the extra body in there that could make a difference. Because you can guarantee what will happen, right? What happens if we do nothing and Enzo or Caicedo get injured over the second half of the season? Which, touch wood, is not going to happen, but it's something that we can't just pretend might not happen. Do you know what I'm saying? So, the options are very limited here. You do nothing and you take your chances and you gamble and you roll the dice. Or you look to bring in potentially Douglas Luiz, who is on the decline, who isn't as good as he used to be, but could still contribute. I think you've got to take your chances on adding an extra person. You know, that's the thing for me. But yeah, I don't know. It's a short-term option. I think there's very, very little to lose here. Very little to lose here. And chat, you know me, I'm the first person to tear into these directors. They're negotiating our awful recruitment, not building a squad properly. I'm the first person to do that. But as a short-term option to provide cover for Enzo, Caicedo and Santos, because Lavia and Asugu have barely played, it wouldn't prevent us from signing a new midfielder in the summer. And he's Premier League proven. It's a short-term deal. There's very little to lose. Even if he's crap, he's going back in May. And that's it. So I'm struggling here. I'm struggling to see why so many people are hating on it. I'm not saying it's the most amazing deal in the world, but what I am saying is, why are so many people hating on it? Why are so many people hating on it? Yeah, so then there's our seller here as well. Chelsea are looking at potentially hijacking Nottingham Forest's loan arrangement for Douglas Luiz. The 27-year-old is a potential opportunity in January for more game time, adding experience at Stamford Bridge and covering currently injured Romeo Lavia for the coming months. This is what this is, right? For me, there's no smoke without fire. You don't do this kind of thing. You don't brief this if Lavia is going to be back at some point over the second half of the season. You don't do that, because then you've got 4 midfielders to count on, and that's enough. Clearly, in the last few days, or certainly this week, Chelsea have obviously found out some information about Lavia, that this guy is not going to be ready to contribute, or he's hardly going to be able to contribute over the second half of the season. He's not going to be there to be counted on. He simply isn't going to be there to be counted on. And that's seemingly kind of where we're at with Lavia. Chat, we're 15 likes away from 100. Keep running it up, people. Keep running it up. Almost 200 in the building. Almost 200 in the building. Well, bro, we won't be selling to anyone because it's a loan deal. We'd be signing him on loan from Juventus. So the Forrest loan would be cancelled and we'd sign him on loan from Juventus for 6 months. Literally short-term emergency settings, 999. That'll be it. It'll be a 999 and it'll be a quick cover. It'd be a quick cover. Nothing more than that. Bro, we're talking about top players. I'm not talking about a little 6 month loan for someone on the decline. I'm talking about actually going out and signing proven quality, not just young players with potential every single time. So yes, this as a short-term option, you need if they do it, then it's someone that we need as cover. But this doesn't mean that that I was wrong and they're willing to bring in older players and are willing to bring in more proven quality, because they are yet to show that they're prepared to bring in top quality players right now. He doesn't. But he was playing before the injury. So he was injured, but he was playing before that. He was playing before that for Forrest. Let's have a look, chat. Let's see how many times he played for Forrest this season, because I'm pretty sure he was in the team before. He was in the team and he got injured. Let's have a look how many times he's played for Forrest this season. Oh, shit, he's barely played, chat. This might be horror. This could be horror, chat. Okay, so he's made 13 appearances in all competitions this season. 8 in the Prem, 3 in the Europa League, and then 1 apiece in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. So these 8 Premier League appearances, so he started all 3. He started the first 3 games. So he's played 3 games in the Europa League, and obviously he's had a thigh issue. He's currently sidelined. So he came back from a thigh injury. So he's missed games with a thigh injury. He's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's missed 7 games with a thigh injury. He played against Tottenham, played against Fulham, was an unused sub against City, played against Everton, played against Villa, and then he's been an unused sub for the last 2 games. So he's unused sub against West Ham and an unused sub against Arsenal. So he started 5 Premier League games this season, and he's been on the bench 6 times and subbed on 3 occasions and left on the bench on 3 occasions. So this is not someone featuring particularly regularly. Yeah, Sangare did take his place when he came back from AFCON. And yeah, look, bro, I hear you on that. I absolutely hear you on that. That for someone who's struggling to get minutes at a side 17th in the Premier League, that does have to be a red flag. There's no hiding from that. That absolutely has to be a red flag. Someone who is struggling to get minutes for a side in 17th place in the league. Well, he wouldn't play in the Carabao anyway, because I think, I mean, look, will the deal be done in time for him to feature? I don't know, but no, because the Carabao's changed now. The Carabao's not a cup tie thing anymore, because Mark Guiu plays for us now, and he did play for Sunderland in the Carabao. FA Cup, I presume the cup tied rules are the same. We would register him in the Champions League squad. Yeah, we would. What am I looking at? A CFC Daily tweet, you Sam? Let me have a look. So yeah, look, I can understand people's frustrations at this, because it's someone that's struggling to get into the Forest team, which is kind of mad. CFC Daily. Well, bro, what CFC Daily? We probably already discussed it. Let me have a look. Do you mean this? Loaning a midfielder because we have summer targets in mind. I don't hate it. January is a bad month to try and do business. If this was a summer move, however, of course, there'd be massive questions. I just wish we did the same sort of moves to players wanting to leave Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I hear it. So in that sense, you know, Ruben Neves, for example. Ruben Neves at Al Hilal. I mean, I'll obviously watch a lot of Saudi football. Ruben Neves at Al Hilal is out of contract at the end of the season. Why would you not be slamming an offer on the table for Ruben Neves? Why would you not slam an offer on the table for Ruben Neves, chat? With 6 months left on a contract. There will be players, exactly this. Why would you not look at bringing an N'Golo Kante in on loan? Why would you not look at bringing an N'Golo Kante in on loan? Because he's in talks to go to Fenerbahce, another one with 6 months left on his contract. Those are the kind of moves that would make sense. And I hear it. You know, those moves would make sense. They are. But I'm sure they would reduce their wages to come back to the Premier League, to come back to Europe. These guys know that unless they stay in Saudi for their careers, they're not going to get the money they were paid in Saudi Arabia anywhere else. They're not going to get the money they were paid in Saudi Arabia anywhere else. You know, so they would have to take a pay cut to leave Saudi Arabia. That's how this works, chat. That's how this works. You're taking a pay cut to leave Saudi. Those players are fully aware of that. Chat, 210 in the building. Smash that like button and let's get these subscribers up as well. There must be plenty of new people in the building. There must be plenty of new people in the building. There must be plenty of people. Plenty of new people in the building. So run these likes up. 218 and we're only on 90 likes. Come on, chat. This needs to be 150. Smash that like button. Help me out. No, I know he's not. I was just making a point. Pressure makes diamonds. We need to be relentless and take our club back. We need more than Luiz. Of course we need more than Luiz. Would you want to... I would have taken Thiago Silva back at Chelsea. Of course I would have done. You know, I would have taken him back on a short-term deal. But he's... yeah, but he went to Porto. He went to Porto, and that's fine. Not really. I think the jury's out on that. He's nowhere near as good as he used to be. Nowhere near as good as he used to be. He's definitely flopped, chap. He's definitely flopped. There's no doubt about it. He's flopped at Juve, and at Forrest, he's been pretty average. Bro, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Even if it was just for one game. Run me that Caicedo Kante pivot. Run me it. Caicedo Kante pivot would be a madness, chat. Would be an absolute madness. Yeah, maybe Douglas Luiz is mental. Douglas Luiz. Fair. It's petty, but we take it. Nah, bro, we don't have that sort of player in the academy. We don't really have any midfield players that are knocking on the door. There's now a Ben Jacobs update on this. There's a Ben Jacobs update on it. I mean, this is also a good point as well. So someone's quoted the Douglas Luiz tweet and written, "Fair play to Chelsea, because the perfect Lavia replacement is a guy who's missed 11 games this season through injury. So they've got this spot on." I mean, you can't argue with it. Replace an injury-prone Lavia with a guy that's missed 11 games this season through injury. Yeah, if you've been there less than 2 years. That's why, to avoid the tax implications, you need to be there for more than 2 years. All those players I've mentioned have been there for more than 2 years. And the tax implications only come in if you haven't spent 2 years in Saudi Arabia. Bro, I'll be real. No. This is purely a signing to the end of the season. This is purely a sign to the end of the season. We will look to sign a proper midfield player this summer. We'll look to sign a proper midfield player. Right, let me bring this Ben Jacobs update up on Douglas Luiz. Chelsea are considering a loan move for Douglas Luiz, as Ornstein called. Luiz currently on loan with Forrest from Juventus, but has only made 13 appearances. Viewed as a strong squad fit and a player who Chelsea also looked at over the summer. I don't recollect any links with Douglas Luiz in the summer. Was there links with Douglas Luiz in the summer, chat? Can anyone remember that? Can anyone remember that, chat? I don't remember us being linked with Douglas Luiz in the summer. Maybe I've forgotten, and maybe we were. Maybe we were. I'm not really sure. But yeah, look, I don't know. As I said, I don't hate it, but it's not exactly inspiring, is it? It's not exactly inspiring. It's not one of those where you're like, oh, wow, you know, this is showing some intent. This is showing some serious intent. Yeah, I'm unsure. But I think our immediate thoughts. Yes, I imagine so. I imagine I'll be there. What this does tell us is that, as I said, how bad is Lavia's injury? How bad was that injury suffered against Karabakh? Because right now it's seeming like this injury was horror, was absolute horror. Because if you're looking at signing a new midfielder in January on loan to get you by to the end of the season, this proves to me as, and my first thought is, how bad's this Lavia injury? How bad is it? Because there's no way you're looking at signing another midfield player if Lavia is going to be back at some point soon. But I also hear it that Douglas Luiz is a bit washed. I can't lie. I'm not going to sit here and say he's top, because he is washed. You know, he's dropped down. But guess what, chat? Guess what? If we're being cynical, it makes sense. There it is. There it is. It makes sense. Of course we're going for him. Of course we're going for him. Because look at that. There he is in a Man City shirt, because he was at the academy at Man City, I think he was at the academy, or he played for Man City, whether he was the academy or where he was. But there it is. Is that charging? Oh, now I've got charger issues. Fuck's sake. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Sorry, chat. We got charging issues. No, we're good now. Yeah, there was some charging issues, chat. Yeah. No, bro. This is not AI. This is not AI. I promise you now. Douglas Luiz has played for Manchester City. No AI in sight. No AI in sight. Chat, keep smashing the likes as well, by the way. 106. We're still over 200 in the building. We need to run this up, people. We need to run this up. Help a brother out. Yeah, big up to a man like Joe Shields. It's happening again. It's happening again. Man City Academy. Yeah, Douglas Luiz. I'm still got this tab open of his career. So Douglas Luiz went through the ranks at Vasco da Gama. So Vasco da Gama, he went to Man City from Vasco in 2017. How many appearances did he make for Man City? Let's have a look. He didn't make a single appearance for Man City. No appearances for Man City. In the first team, anyway. According to Transfermarkt, he didn't make a single first-team appearance for him. So just youth settings. Youth settings. Well, that makes even more sense then, brother. He was academy. Makes perfect sense for us. Makes perfect sense for us. And I agree. Shields is a bit of a problem because all Shields does is sign anyone that used to play for Man City. Anyone that used to play for Man City, you're in the team, brother. You're in the team. Don't worry about it. We will be there. We will be there. And now X seems to be cooked. Yeah, he was loaned to Girona. He was loaned to Girona. Oh, why the fuck is this not working now? Well, let me stop sharing the screen. Let's get this off the screen. What is going on? Yeah, chat. I think X is cooked. It's not working. X not working at the moment. Fantastic. Yes, big up, bro. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, look, we wait and see on that Douglas Luiz thing, but yeah, it's a bit of a mad one. It's a bit of a mad one. Chat, can people just confirm it's not just me? Is Twitter working? Because at the moment I go on it and it's just a black screen. Can people confirm? Is it working? Bro, he needs to fix up big time because this is happening on a regular basis. Does he not know that we've got transfer news to talk about and screens that we need to be sharing? Does he not know this? This brother needs to fix up. This brother needs to fix up. X is working. It is working, is it? Well, for some reason, for me, on the computer, it's not working. Bro, yeah, isn't for you, fair. Douglas Luiz used to be really good in the 23-24 season for Villa, 35 games, 9 goals, 5 assists. Yeah, but the problem is, though, it's not like he's not that good anymore, though. His level has dramatically declined since then. Dramatically declined. Chat, is my connection shit? Is my connection moving mad? Is my connection moving mad, chat? Yeah, brother, unfortunately, I can't load no Pice new tweet because my fucking X doesn't work. Yeah, X is cooked right now. I don't know why this has been happening so much recently. Why the fuck has this been happening so much recently, chat? Well, I don't understand. This has been happening a lot recently. Maybe it will sort itself out in a sec. But yeah, this has been happening a lot recently to me. I don't know why. I've got absolutely no idea why this keeps happening. I was like lagging on Pot Show as well. Fuck's sake. And apparently I was lagging today on Hassam as well. I don't understand what's going on. Bro, he could be. He could be doing a madness on a Wi-Fi in West London. Could be doing a madness on a Wi-Fi in West London. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I am looking. It is glitching, isn't it, chat? For fuck's sake. I don't understand why that is. Now, bro, my connection speed is fine. The connection speed's not an issue. It's just the last couple of days, it has been moving a bit mad. I can't lie. Chat, bear with me. 2 seconds. I'm gonna turn it. Right, people, what are we saying now? What are we saying now? Is this better? Overheating. What's overheating? I think we might be back in the game, chat. We might be back in the game. Yeah, Ed Bardi, stop messing with the stream, brother. It's better now, is it? Okay, decent, 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 decent. Right, we're back in the game, chat. Has Elon fixed up so we can bring this shit on screen? Oh, no, of course he's not fixed up. Right. Well, we're going to move away from that. We'll come back to Douglas Luiz once Elon's fixed up, but I should still be able to share this. I am. Fantastic. Still no club-to-club agreement between Chelsea and Rennes over Jeremy Jacquet. Rennes are still asking for very big money. Chelsea wants to invest 35 to 39 million plus add-ons, but Rennes want a club record fee around the 60 million pound package. It's difficult. So basically, congratulations to Wyn Stewart on their horrendous negotiating skills. Horrendous. Rennes have made it clear from day one they want a club record fee. They want 60 million for him. They want 60 million pound package for him. We've had conversations with Rennes. We've had conversations with the player. The player wants to come to Chelsea. Fine. We've got this false sense of leverage where we think because a player wants to join the club, that said club is then not going to, that said club is then going to just drop their valuation. I don't know why we think we've got so much leverage. Why do we think we've got so much leverage, chap? It genuinely baffles me. It genuinely baffles me. And he clearly isn't coming. He clearly isn't coming, in my opinion, because that's a significant gap in valuation. That's looking at around the 40 to 45 million pound package, I reckon. That's 12 to 15 million pounds short of what Rennes are looking for. Why have we been such time wasters? Why have we been such time wasters, chat? Oh, we're back in the game, chat. Elon's fixed up. Elon is fixed up. Elon's fixed up, people. So yeah, anyway, Elon's fixed up, but we'll stick with this Jacquet stuff for now. But let me get back to it. Where is it? Everything's moving so slow. Yeah, no, I hear it, Top Bins. But do you know what the biggest problem is, right? Is that these idiots, Winstanley and Stewart, they make every single negotiation so public. If they just said, look, we're looking to bring in a centre back this window, and we're going to try our best, people would have been far more accepting of that, rather than them briefing every step of negotiations and saying that Jacquet is their number one target and whatnot. That's why people get pissed off, because you set your intentions out, you make everything so public, and then when you fail to deliver, there's going to be huge criticism. There's going to be huge criticism if you fail to deliver. And they've consistently failed to deliver. So what are we doing? What are we doing here? We've just wasted so much time, chat. We just waste time. You know, would it kill us to just be serious for once in our lives? I'm not even saying whether I think Jacquet's worth this money or not. Maybe that's just the going rate for top-level prospects these days. But this idea that Chelsea think they never have to pay what a club wants to get a player, where they think that a club will just bend over for them because the player wants to join, is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that we've got this sort of complex where we think that, you know, a player is going to come and join us. A club's just going to drop their price. We've wasted weeks on this. We've wasted at least a week on this, knowing full well Rennes have made, like AC Milan did with Mike Maignan, they stuck to their valuation despite what Chelsea thought. And now we're seeing it again with Jeremy Jacquet. Rennes haven't done anything. Rennes haven't moved the goalposts. Rennes from day one said, club record price. You do that, we can do a deal. If you don't, the player stays here. Chelsea obviously think that these clubs are pushovers. Chelsea clearly think that these clubs are pushovers, chat. That's what they think. They think this lot are pushovers. And they clearly aren't. They clearly aren't. These clubs stand their ground. They've got a valuation of a player. If it's not met, that player stays. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. It's very simple. Let me get this up again. Let me get this one up now. Jeremy Jacquet, complicated negotiation at this stage, with Chelsea wanting to spend around 35 to 40 million plus add-ons, but Rennes are insisting on club record price. Conversation still there, but getting difficult. Chelsea also have others on shortlist or could recall Ansel Mino or Sarr. Up to Chelsea. I can also reveal other clubs started calling for Jacquet and Rennes. And Rennes' answer was the same price as they are telling Chelsea. It's not a Chelsea tax or something like that. Rennes are telling everyone the same thing. So there's no Chelsea tax. This is the price. This is the price. This is the price. You want the player, you pay the price. It's very, very clear. It's very, very clear, chat. So what we're doing, wasting time, is a madness. No, facts as well, bro. Facts as well. We've contributed to this because we've overpaid for so many players. So we have contributed to this. We are wasting time. Yeah, bro, I hear it. Yeah, I hear it. But what's going to happen here? And we know what's going to happen here. We know what's going to happen here. Is that we won't get it. There'll be the inevitable briefs of, oh, we tried. Repeatedly said, oh, we've tried. Well, they wouldn't. We stuck to our valuation. We tried, and we've got full belief in the current centre-back options. That is the brief that is going to be making its way. That's going to be the brief that will be doing the rounds, chat. 100% that's going to be the brief doing the rounds. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Let me find it. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. That is exactly what's going to happen. Winstanley and Stewart are so bad at negotiations. So bad. Genuinely terrible. And it's the most predictable thing ever. We just assume clubs are just going to bring down their asking price. This false sense of leverage that we've got. If you want this player, if this player is your number one target, don't take shortcuts, pay the money and crack on. Keep it stepping. If we were serious, this guy would already be at Chelsea right now. Because the longer you leave this in the window, they're sure as hell not bringing the price down because they're going to have less time to bring in a replacement. Bro, we all know the script right now. We all know the script right now. We saw it with that BS Van Dijk stuff. We saw it with the false Semenyo, stuff. We've seen it. We've seen it, chat. No, we've seen it. We've seen it all. We've seen it all, chat. It's all nonsense. Bro, of course we're walking away. Of course we're walking away. Or what we'll do is maybe we'll meet the price like in the last couple of days of the window, and then we would have just wasted a load of time for no reason. So, yeah, I mean, it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Let's just call it for what it is. Peak level embarrassment in the transfer market, once again involving Chelsea. But it's what we do, guys. It's what we do. I just don't get us sometimes. I really don't get us. I don't understand what I just don't. What even are we in the transfer market? We are a joke, chat. We are an absolute joke. Then we've got 5 sporting directors. None of them have got a clue on what an elite sports team looks like between them. None of them. None of the owners, none of the sporting directors have got any idea what an elite level sports team looks like. Failure, failure, failure. 4 permanent managers since they took over. We're regressing on the pitch. And this failure falls at one place: the feet of this ownership group and the pathetic sporting structure. That's what it is right now. That's what it is right now, chat. Chat, has there been a raid? Has there been a raid? We're suddenly 349 in the building. Has someone raided? Has someone raided? Yo, Potts with the raid. Big up to Potts. Yeah, people coming over from Potts. Big up, big up. So yeah, suddenly there's a big spike in numbers there. Potts, big up to you, bro. Appreciate the raid, brother. Appreciate the raid. What was that fraud Wolfie saying about Douglas Luiz? What was that fraud Wolfie saying about him? Let me voice note him now. Let me voice note him now. Actually, I'm gonna ring him. I'm gonna ring him, chap. I'm gonna ring him. I don't know if he's on, if he's in the building, if he's gonna answer or not. Let's have a quick thing. If you just see if he's gonna answer. Oh, this bum's not gonna. Is this fraud gonna answer? How dare you? This guy. Yeah, he's not answering. You absolute bum. We'll see if he rings back. We'll see if he rings back, chat. But yeah, look, we're just so unserious. Let's see if he's online on WhatsApp, the fraud. No, but to be fair, I didn't think I'd be doing Egg Barley prop. But one thing with Egg Barley is he does actually close deals, because he's had to be jetted in multiple times for to finish deals. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Mudryk, like all these deals, he had to be jetted in to do it, to finish them off, because these bums were incapable of sorting it out, chat. They were incapable of sorting it out. Incapable. And this isn't a surprise. This isn't a surprise at all. Is Egg Barley going to come in and sort this out? There's not really anything to sort out. There's not really anything to sort out here. It's either we're going to pay the money and we keep it stepping, or we're not paying the money. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. So we're in a situation now where we've not only have we wasted time, we don't know we don't know what's going on here. We don't really know what's going. Well, we do know what's going on, but we don't know what Chelsea are thinking. We don't know what Chelsea are thinking. I don't get it. I mean, seriously, are we? You know, Douglas Luiz and then this Jacquet thing, and we're not fucking doing it. This is peak. It's peak from us. Now, Wolfie knows he's washed. He does know he's washed. Yeah, bro. But this is it. Employ Brighton level, and you get Brighton level. This is what I'm saying. Employ Brighton level, you get Brighton level. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it, chat. And so When you put these kind of people in these positions, don't be surprised to get this level of result, because all they're doing is doing what they are doing at a smaller club and taking it to a bigger club. They're not scaling it up. They're just doing exactly the same thing. Bro, the five sporting directors thing is a madness. It's an absolute madness. I don't understand it for one moment. No, bro, no one's telling you to hate the club. No one's telling you to hate the club. But right now, the ownership are failing and the sporting structure is failing. Constantly, rinse and repeat, we get done dirty in the we fail, we can't negotiate properly. We're incapable of closing deals out. And the only players we do seem to sign are ones who we've got no competition for. You know, five sporting directors is crazy. Honestly, crazy. But do you know why it makes sense, right? And this is why no one ever takes any responsibility, because they all blame each other. They all they all blame each other, chat. They all blame each other. No, bro, it's not about whether we did or didn't want Jacquet. The whole point of this is that when you brief, this is your number one target, you're in negotiations, personal terms are agreed. When you know what the price is, when you've briefed all of that information, chat, when you've briefed all of it, to then not go and get your man is pathetic, looks embarrassing, reflects very badly on you as negotiators, and is why we're not taken seriously. Do I think Jacquet's worth the money? Probably not. Do I think he's what we need? No, I don't think he's what we need. We need another centre-back. We don't need more unproven quality. However, from a club point of view, if this is your guy, you really want him, you're moving this month because you don't think you can get him in the summer because of the clubs that might come interested, you're trying to steal a March. If that's what you're doing, you damn well make sure, that you're going to get him. You damn well make sure you're going to get him. You don't put all of this out there and then don't get him, because then you look embarrassing. You look embarrassing. That's the point that I'm making. You look embarrassing if that's what you're trying to do. You genuinely do. Look terrible. Look absolutely terrible. Chat, with 300 in the building. Keep smashing the likes. Anyone new around here, anyone that's come over from Potts' show, smash a like, subscribe if you're new, introduce yourself in the chat. Let's try and get this to 200 likes. We're on 150 at the moment. Run it up, run it up. And what are we saying subscribers-wise? Chat, we need 20 more subscribers. Run it. Run it, run it, run it. 20 more subscribers required, chat. It's 19,800. Let's try and get there. Let's try and get there. Let's ring this fraud one more time, and then we'll leave it. Let's ring this fraud once more.
Hello.
Brother, you're live on stream. The people want a lowdown on Douglas Luiz.
Let me call you back, because I'm still backstage.
All right.
Let's go 5. Okay,
Yeah. Bro, he was sounding a bit surprised there. Read what Luis Enrique says. What he says about what? The model? The model, or what we doing here? Can these clowns actually damage their reputation? Bro, every time you think their reputation should be rock bottom and their absolute horror, like, these lot have got the best job imaginable. They literally can't lose their jobs. Genuinely, challenge to lose your job, impossible. Impossible for these lot to lose their job. It just isn't possible. Not possible, chat. Genuinely impossible for them to lose their job. Because what we're doing here is we are... Yeah, but bro, you've got... I agree with you, brother. And my issue is not the signing itself. My issue is that there's no one for him to learn from. If we were signing him and we put him alongside Van Dijk, fantastic. I hear it. I agree. Arsenal want him. If you're using him alongside a Saliba or a Gabriel, fantastic. Can bed him in, can learn from the best. Absolutely agree with you, bro. The problem at Chelsea is you're just chucked in at the deep end. Off you go, sink or swim. No one to learn from. No top-level centre-back. No nothing. That's where the problem is that yes, we do desperately need a centre-back. But what we need is a Gabriel type centre-back or a Saliba type centre-back, Van Dijk type centre-back, someone who has proven quality near the top end of the game. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, I agree on this, bro. I agree with you, Paul. We have dodged bullets in regards to Tell and Simmons and whatnot. That doesn't look like it was a big issue. But by the way, I don't know if you joined late, but I actually not against the Douglas Luiz signing if it does happen. I'm not against it. Oh, Wolfie's back on. Is back in, people. Hold on. Let's get the lowdown. Yes, mate.
You told me to call you, and then you turned off.
Sorry, bro. Sorry. Brother, the people want to know. We've got 300 in the building. They want to know about Douglas Luiz. Is he washed?
How many likes you got?
How many likes have I got? 154.
All right. Well, first, I don't speak until the likes get over 175 for a start.
Bro, you're not that guy.
Come on, make sure they get the like and everything. Douglas Luiz is a fantastic footballer.
Yeah.
The problem with him is twofold, right? Number one is when he first came in, Nuno didn't want to play him because he was an Edu signing. When Ange came in, Ange would have played him, but Douglas Luiz got injured in the first half of the game he played.
Yep.
And then when Sean Dyche came in, he quickly realised that Douglas Luiz is a footballer and Sean Dyche doesn't know what a football looks like unless it's in the air and, 30 feet in the air. So that's the issues with him at Forrest. Secondly, the issues are he's got a chronic hamstring injury, which can be triggered off at any point. So both Juventus and Forrest had to manage his game time around this injury, not to trigger it off, even at times when he's not injured. So that's an issue in itself. Forrest, basically, what I hear is that Dyche doesn't want him, and he's not in Dyche's plans.
Yeah, because I looked and he's like, I had a little look at his transfer marks. I know he's missed a few games of injury, but even under Dyche, like last 2 games, he's been unused on the bench, hasn't he? West Ham and Arsenal isn't played.
Yeah, the thing is, Forest have got an obligation on him, but there's like clauses within it. So if he plays over 15 league matches, if I remember rightly, then Forest have to pay for it. But if he plays 45 minutes in those league matches, it doesn't count. So he gets subbed off at halftime every time he starts. So Forrest don't want to do it because Dyche doesn't want him. But like I said, Dyche isn't in my plan, so I don't know how to
Bro, Dyche is in the Greek fathers' plans, and that's all that matters.
6 more months.
So, because when he's played though, has he been decent? Because obviously we all know he was good. We all know he was good at Villa. That 23-24 season, he was decent.
Yeah.
He was poor at Juve, and like, was he all right at Forest before the injury, or has he just been average the whole time?
No, he's been good without having a consistent run of games. So what he does well, he can control the midfield. So when he's playing with Anderson, they worked really well together. The problem is that he's just not had a run in the team. I'm not sure of stats off the top of my head. I'd be surprised if he's played 2 games in a row for Forest, let alone a full 90 minutes. I rate him still very high. He's only 27, 28, which is
Yeah.
obviously too old for you guys.
Well, it might not. Well, it might not be. It might not be.
I don't know. Who are you bringing him in for? Just as backup to the squad?
Yeah. So basically, like the Ornstein thing saying that like we're exploring a potential loan. Basically, what that's indicating is that Lavia probably is not going to play again this season. So we just need another body because he'll be a rotation piece for like Enzo, Caicedo, Andre Santos, and whatnot. And I wouldn't be against it. 6 months coming in, no buy option, no obligation, none of that. Just use him as a body. He'll play. He might start a couple of games, but he can come off the bench and fill in every so often. But
my understanding is that basically Forrest have made their intentions clear to you. They don't want to turn it into an oblig.
So you're just going to cancel it?
And I don't think there's a cancel clause within it. So between the two clubs, they're trying to work out a solution. Like a bit like we've done with number 35, aka Zinchenko. So,
yeah, he's gone Ajax.
Yeah, he's gone Ajax. So that's what it is. But I rate Luiz, man. I mean,
yeah, but do you think, like, because for me, right, if I look at it, he's still potentially he's in with a chance of making the World Cup squad for Brazil. Surely, if he's going to leave Forest, right? Surely he wants to go somewhere where he's playing regularly. If he came to Chelsea, I wouldn't be against it because we need a body in there just to fill in and give us another option to rotate and maybe make 10, 15 appearances between now and the end of the season. But he could make the World Cup squad. He's good enough to make the World Cup squad. If he comes to Chelsea, I don't imagine him getting the minutes to make the World Cup squad.
I think he needs to be in a team where he's going to get a run. That's the thing with him. Like, I would like to see hit the best game. If you want to watch, or if you can be asked to watch the best game he played, it was actually under Ange when we played Real Betis. It was him, Sangare, and Anderson in the middle, and they just bossed that midfield.
Mate, are you asking me to watch a Forest game?
That one was actually a good one.
No, mate. I do a lot of things for you. I'm not sure I'm sitting through 90 minutes of Forest.
Yeah, I'm going to sit through 90 minutes tonight, mate.
Oh yeah, you got your. Who are you playing?
Braga.
Away.
Yeah, it might be off though. It's like crapping it down there, and their pitch is waterlogged.
Oh, to be fair, mate, it saves you the L, so you could get it off and just take a point. And
as you say, we haven't got a striker. Jesus is injured, so I'm not fully against him.
So, bro, just lastly on him, right? Do you reckon he'd be decent at Chelsea?
Yeah, it fit in. Like, because you can control the midfield, he would slot into that. And let's not forget how good he was at Villa.
Oh, he was good. He was good.
He
yeah.
didn't get on with the managers, and there was like quote unquote attitude issues and things. So he just needed to come back to the Premier League. Dyche is an idiot for not playing him.
But who's the midfield now? Sangare, Anderson.
Gibbs White.
Oh, he plays Gibbs White as like an 8/10.
He should be playing 4-3-3, but again, he's an idiot.
Yeah, bro. That's in theory that midfield's cooking though. Luiz, Sangare, and Anderson.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I've only seen it once against Real Betis, and it was the best we've played all season.
Well, mate, you're never seeing it again.
I ain't seeing it again. Not with Dyche.
So for this loan to happen, right? If we pursued it, you've got to cancel the loan with Juve, and then
Forrest won't resist it.
And so basically, if we reach an agreement potentially, the Juve have got to cancel the loan, and then we just do a separate loan with Juve. Is basically it.
Yeah, but he's not better than what you've got.
No, he's absolutely not. But do you think he's better than Andre Santos? I'm not sure. I don't think he is.
I would say yes because he's been there, done it in the Premier League.
Yeah, I do hear it. I do hear it for.
I like Santos.
Oh, mate, that's another one that who you, bro, mate, you had him and he barely played.
Yeah, you can thank Cooper.
Oh, mate, well, anyway, mate, I'm intrigued. I don't know whether this is going to happen or not, but yeah, but I just thought,
wouldn't it have been easier if you just sent me the link instead of this, and the audio would have been better for you?
Oh, I mean, it would have been, but I know you're a busy guy, mate, and you've got a little watch long to do tonight, so you probably don't want to chat about someone that doesn't play for your team.
I could have made 5 minutes for you.
Well, mate, you know, you've made 8 minutes for me instead on the phone, so you know that's mate.
You know I charge by the minutes. I'll send you the invoice,
mate. But all right, mate. Well, yeah, that's useful. The chat have enjoyed it. I mean, some of them are saying that you sound like a second-hand car salesman. We're not believing the hype, but
yeah. I got no skin in the game. It's not like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
All my focus is in Dice goes. That's it.
That's it. That is it, mate. Just Dice going. But well, mate. Anyway, maybe we'll see him. Maybe we'll see Douglas Luiz play against Forrest before the end of the season when you lot come Stamford Bridge. We'll see.
We still got you.
Yeah, mate. Because we've only slapped you up 3-0 at your.
We're still playing you late like we do every season.
Probably because we played you. We played you in October after the break. And just final game in the end, and the Forest game I reckon is in like March or April probably.
Yeah, probably like the second last game of the season.
Do you know what will happen? Right, he'll either be playing for us against you, or he'll still be with you, and he'll have like an unreal game against us.
Don't worry. The only way that happens is Daesh isn't in charge, and so I can't see that. So
yeah,
you're good.
Well, mate, you can just hand me the 3 points now if you want, and you boys don't need to bother turning up.
You have that wishful thinking. You just worry. You just worry about who you got this weekend.
Got Crystal Palace away on Sunday. If these boys do us in after no wins in 10, it's going to be long. It's going to be a long day.
You can't lose to D, mate. You can't lose to D.
If I lose to D, who everybody wants to leave that club, and they've not won in 10 games,
including D.
Yeah, including D. To be fair though, mate, I might see him there because if he's still outside Selhurst Park doing his reported hunger strike, he should still be there.
No, man, he'll be next to that Muriel they got as well.
Yeah,
some pre-match content.
Well, maybe I'll spot him, but yeah, no, but I can't lose to Palace this weekend. Even not beating him would be terrible.
Exactly.
So we'll see. But mate, I won't keep you any longer. Enjoy your watch long tonight, bro. And yeah, thanks for the lowdown.
Invoice will be in your email shortly.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. You haven't got my email address, so yeah, I won't be receiving that.
Oh, WhatsApp you.
No.
All right, mate. I'll see you later.
All right, nice one, mate. Cheers.
Right,
Bye. Right, there we go, chat. So not horror, but could be worse. Not horror, could be worse. And now we're getting Chelsea have a positive relationship with Nottingham Forest. Sound. Chelsea positive relationship with Forest. Great. You know, that seems to work well for us. So it must be happening. Obviously, Forest and Juve need to cancel the loan. They need to cancel that loan ASAP. Yeah, Chelsea, I agree. As a rotation, it's not the end of the world. I don't hate it. Is it hugely uninspiring? Absolutely. It's hugely uninspiring. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I think it could be a lot worse. Asugu, yes, I think so. Is he better than Santos right now? I don't know. Aston Villa version of Asugu. Of Luiz. Absolutely. Aston Villa version of Luiz. I'll give you that. Definitely better than Santos. This current version of Douglas Luiz, I'm not convinced. This current version of Douglas Luiz, I'm not on it. I'm not convinced that's the one. I'll be so real, chat. I'm not convinced. No, I'm not convinced at all. Not convinced at all. But we'll see, chat. We'll see. But yeah, some interesting news there. Interesting news. Douglas Luiz. Let's see whether we make a move or not. Obviously, they've got to cancel it. Yeah, it's clear that this Jacquet thing is getting less and less likely by the day. Less and less likely. Anyway, what are you lot saying? What are you lot saying? Yeah, we signed a left back from Sheffield Wednesday for 6 months. Sorry, he's 17. He's never going to play for the first team, more than likely, chap. Or it could be the Cucurella replacement. Could be the Cucurella replacement, guys. When Cucurella maybe leaves this summer because we're not going to offer him a new contract. Could be the replacement. Could well be the replacement. Could well be. We'll have to see. No, I don't think they can, and I agree, bro. By the way, I'm not hating on this. I'm not hating on this at all. Generally speaking, I'm not hating on this. Yeah, I hear it, and we absolutely are. Nagelsmann and Enrique weren't having it at all. They weren't having it at all. Chat, we're on 173 likes. Let's get this up. Let's get these likes up, people. Get these likes up. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Have we reached 19.8k subscribers? Let's have a look. Have we reached the 19.8? We are edging ever closer. Haven't quite reached it. Haven't quite reached it, chat. What are we on? 15 more subscribers required. 15 more subscribers required to reach 19.8. Run it up, people. Run it up. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. We did buy Enzo in January. You are correct. You are correct, bro. We did buy Enzo in January. So it is possible. It's not impossible. It's very difficult. But yeah, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. You can. It can be done. It can be done. Well, when we get to 30k, whenever that happens, because it will happen at some point, we will wait and see. We will wait and see. We paid a release clause. We paid a release clause. We paid a release clause, chap. That's what we did. Yep, Casemiro going in the summer. He's definitely going Saudi. 100% Casemiro's getting a Saudi bag. He's getting a Saudi bag. Don't for one moment doubt that Casemiro is not getting the Saudi bag. Yeah, it was like 105 or 106 mil. So yeah, look, it was expensive. Don't get me wrong, chat. It was very, very expensive. Very expensive. Anyway, guys, let's have one final look through, and then I need to go and do a few bits. I was meant to go and do a few bits. I was about to have a nap, and I was about to have a nap, and then suddenly the news broke, and we're live and we're here. And it's been a good show. It's been a good show. But yeah, any last questions about anything, guys? Any last questions about anything? Fire them in real quick. If not, we're going to round this out. Yeah, he's arriving at the end of the season. He's arriving at the end of the season. I'd probably go Wharton. I just think he's got a bit more to his game. Look, I'd be happy with either. If we could get either one, I'd be delighted. But I'll go Wharton. I'll go Wharton. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Big up, big up, big up. Right, guys, got to make moves now. Big up to all of you. Big love for the support, as always, guys. Bit of an impromptu stream today, but glad it happened. Glad we got some content out, as always. If you want to check out the match reaction, guys, from the game last night, it's up on the channel now. Make sure you go and show it some love. I'll be back again tomorrow. We're going to look ahead to the Palace game. More transfer news, if there is any. Rossinia press conference, all of that good stuff. So make sure you stay tuned for that, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Smash the likes. Run it up to 200. Subscribe if you're new around here. And and I'll catch you lot again tomorrow. Up the Chelsea, and I'm out. Love.